the pit bull issue that you mentioned, and I have people in my life that we disagree on this issue sometimes, because in the field that I'm in, I've handled hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dog bite cases, and most of the time it's some kind of pit bull mix or a purebred pit bull. And most of the time, if not every single time, the dog owner will say this was the first time that the dog bit, which we can debate whether that's truthful or not truthful. But, I know on the one side, people blame the dog owners. On the other side, people blame the breed. There are certain communities in this country that won't allow pit bull or pit bull breeds in their community. I want to know your take on it.
Yeah, now we're getting to the real questions. I like this one. So the first thing that I'll tell you is the Michigan Humane Society is opposed to any type of breed-specific legislation. If you do the research, they're not very effective. Number one, it's really challenging to identify what a pit bull is, given that under many definitions, it's not even actually a breed. They also are misdiagnosed a lot by even professionals. And also, this is a bigger issue than pit bulls. This is an issue of, I would argue, poverty and access to resources. Think about a source of acquisition for people who struggle with poverty. So there was a recent study that I saw that said 75% of people in areas that struggle with poverty, which is not only where we see these issues, but it's where we see many of them, acquired their animals because a neighbor's dog hit a litter or because one walked up on them. And when you've got a prevalence of pit bulls in a community, those are the ones that are having puppies and those are the ones that are walking up to you. My philosophy is that it is the owner and the environment you've put those dogs in that create the dog's behavior. Now, there are absolutely behavioral challenges in dogs. So a pit bull, we adopt a Chihuahua and it bites someone. It comes back as an adoption return. I adopt a pit bull and it bites someone. It's front page of the news.
Right.
So there's a very, very real considerations to be taken in place. I also think we have to look at the difference between resident pets versus companions. You look at a pit bull that's a pet, it's a great dog. It's a fantastic family dog. You look at one that's tied out in the backyard, it's not a dog, it's a weapon used for security purposes. And I think that's the difference. And I think that can be any animal given that environment, that upbringing. If your whole life was a 6-foot circle tied around a stake, you would protect that and you didn't know how to interact around humans. That's the behavior you display if you were forced to interact with one.